What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part lucky number 13 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Nakai Old World campaign. So as we saw last time, we continue advancing in every direction and Tyrannicon keeps winning in every direction that he's traveled in. Last episode casting down Malice Darkblade and one of his armies. Tyrannicon is out here alone and unsupported against Malice's reasonably strong faction, however, and there are still two armies and several territories to clear out on his way to the Haunted Forest and the enemies therein. Just out of curiosity, why do these guys not like us? Strategic threat and aversion, huh? Okay, well, I'm not sure why we have aversion to us from the southern realms in particular, but oh well, not a big deal. If we want to kill some Imperials, well, we can do so. Anyway, in terms of what we got to do this turn, I think it's more or less a new turn, so we could just get going. Yeah, Nakai, proceed up northward towards the Trail of Fangs, and I guess Carapace, our new army, you're going to channel here, but you're going to stick around. The thing is, we don't know if there's a rat army here, and we don't want it to kill and ambush this particular army. And we'll probably move, I don't know, maybe to Mount Squighorn and then spend a little bit of time there getting a few more units up and running so that this army can split off. Or potentially go to Crookback Mountain first, because Stretch Craventail's gotta be a little bit of a hassle to deal with. Anyway, for now, let's get everybody else moving. Cytochrome. Last episode we did come up upon this, and I did end the turn, and it looks like another army has arrived. There's a lot of stuff here and a pretty solid garrison, so I think, assuming that these guys don't actually attack Shulamar, what we might want to actually do is just sort of sit here and wait. For the simple reason that I think since this army's new form hasn't yet had a chance to fight, obviously Cytochrome has been fighting throughout the campaign quite a bit, but that was with his old army with the Feral Cold Ones and the random smattering of troops. Now that it's changed and now that he has those blessed SAURUS warriors, I kind of want him to try those out. So you just sort of stick around, Shulamar. No, maybe still channel though. Max out your mana. Cytochrome's channeling is okay. Alrighty. Let's keep moving. Tyrannicon, you're probably about to fight, assuming that these guys are willing, but let's see who else needs to move, just in case. Yeah, I just checked your Shulamar. Come on, man. Pyroxy. Now, you are headed southward, most likely. I see Khemri here. Yeah, it looks like everything north of the River Mortis appears to be Tomb King controlled, minus the Tombs of the Four Pillars, I guess, which are south of it. And everything south, I guess, is Manfred controlled, so I guess we're heading south. Alrighty, what do we have here? Sphinx of Fa. That's where we're going next with Pyroxy. And, well, there's nobody nearby to attack us, so we'll just level up afterwards. You, Cricket, will continue onward. And we very nearly arrived at the... Okay, nobody's here. Very nearly arrived... Oh, we have to land? Wait. Can we get a military... Oh, right. I keep... When playing multiple campaigns at once, you get confused a little bit, and more so than usual, perhaps. And, yeah, I keep thinking that we need to get the whatchamacallit. Oh, see some little pyramids. Military access to not trespass. But anyway, finally Lord Croak is nearing the Chaos Realms and is excited, I'm sure, to use his Temple Guard. Chameleon, you're headed towards, if I remember correctly, Luther Harkin. You've still got a fair way to travel, but you'll get there eventually. Alrighty, Andacont, you were going after Treaches and this Greenskin faction. I'm gonna have you besiege Tusked Sun's Hold. Pyrrhic Victory. We could obviously fight it, but we might also allow them to sally out, or who knows, rats could come around and actually attack us in the field, so I'd rather give it a chance. Field battle's obviously going to be a lot more fun. You're traveling to the Sires of Morcaine, or is it Heirs of Morcaine? Sires of Morcaine. And I think that's pretty much it, unless I'm mistaken. Alright, so you're besieging, everybody else is fine. Did I build some siege equipment? Yes, I did. Alright, a time for Tyrannicon to fight once more. And funnily enough, Tyrannicon is what, level 37? Whereas Nakai is level 40. Tyrannicon's been fighting so much, yeah, for 34, but still, he's been fighting so much he's nearly on a level with Nakai, which is pretty neat. And he's definitely earned it through the course of the campaign. as well as his legendary status. Carthinia is willing to fight, fair enough, and close victory, medium casualties, but we trust in these little skinks. Go. Alrighty, here we go. Tyrannicon and his little cold one or horned one cohort here looks pretty fantastic, and they're just going to bide their time a little bit. Unlike with Malice's faction or Malice's, and looks like Flock of Doom. Oh, they hit us with Flock of Doom. We got Pans and Punch Pelt up and running. Anyway, as I was saying, unlike with Malice's army, we are not nearly as concerned here and can just directly rush the enemy. We got the Pans and Punch Pelt protecting our units and giving them 60 speed, or putting them up to 60 speed, so they're going to close the distance rather fast. We've also Vanguard deployed our Chameleon Skinks and Stalkers behind the enemy army, ready to hit those Reaper Bolt Throwers as they've been firing upon our units. Here come the Red Crests and the Skink Chiefs and the Stegodons, or Bastillodons rather, and here come the Chameleon Stalkers as well, tearing through those artillery crews rather quickly. Although, I gotta point out that the feathers, the purple feathers on the Chameleon Stalkers make it so that they feel like they work nicely with the Dark Elven units, or at least this particular Dark Elven faction, in terms of their color scheme. And is the classic dark purple color scheme of the Dark Elves. Anyway, looks like the battle has joined. The balance of power shifts rapidly towards about 75% in our favor. We took a little bit of a charge from the single unit of Cold One Knights, who hit the veterans of Khazad-Drung and drop about 30% of their HP, so we pop Protection of Quetzal upon them to make sure that they're okay. Otherwise, the Titchy Witchies Raiders have arrived. They have hunted down an enemy unit of Dark Riders, and the enemies are by and large surrounded, and it looks like this is going to be a blitz sort of battle, as we have hit the enemy hard and they won't be around for much longer by the looks of it. They will manage to get to their murderous prowess active, but I don't think that's going to save them, especially considering how few of the enemy units are still left standing. And of course, once our Chameleon Stalkers obliterated the enemy artillery crews, they crashed into the enemy backline and started working on the enemy Dark Shards and Black Arc Corsairs with handbows, overrunning them, and by the looks of it, everybody's overrunning just like that extremely quickly. 2.5 minutes of a battle, and about, I don't know, maybe a minute of that was traveling forward. So yeah, absolutely obliterated. Alrighty, very nice as always, Tyrannicon. Took a little bit of damage. One unit of Dark Riders escaped, but otherwise the enemies got obliterated. We do have another army nearby, so I fear that, well, I'd love to release the captives, we're better off to kill and eat so that we can A, auto-resolve, and B, fight the next army nearby. Depending on if we have enough movement, I guess, to reach our own territory. Just kill and eat. Make it certain rather. Anyway, lots and lots of damage on all the skinks. Oh right, the Kecleon's hit squad and the skinks. I keep meaning to move them out of this army, but then I keep always forgetting to do so. Pawash Pathbreakers, 16k. Looks like they won for the Red Crests. Well done. Anyway, kill and eat. Yeah, with that Pan's Impenetrable Pelt on the blob of skinks as they march forward or rush forward gives them a lot of speed, which is pretty great. Anyway, I'm gonna go here, and we'll auto-resolve this. This better not damage our skinks more than the actual fight did. No, okay, we're okay. And I guess for this one we can exterminate. Alright, like so. Crown of Command, not super useful. We can technically reach the tidal flats and attack them immediately, or what we could do is go into ambush right here. Solid chance. Maybe even a little bit closer, who knows? And whether these guys actually attempt to go to Bitter Grove or not, and then what's the likelihood that they try to bypass us? I guess we'll see. Anyway, and then if we can wipe this army out in an ambush, that would make it easier and would avoid another sort of samey battle in the sense that we already know that we'd be obliterating them. Anyway, I believe that's it for this turn unless I'm mistaken, so let's end the turn and then proceed to finding more enemies. See if those greenskins sally out as well. Alright, well the greenskins didn't sally out, but the ambush was successful against Trillion, and I think we'll just auto-resolve this one as, well, as we know they have no chance. They're in march stance, and their ambush, they're dead. A little bit of damage in the skinks, but we'll heal them up and hopefully take the next territory without any issue. Though it is a decent amount of cash, but it is what it is. Alrighty, and they will indeed sally out. Oh, good job, greenskins. Wait. These are not... I got excited, but this is actually a different pile of greenskins, isn't it? It's the Ironclaw Orcs. Okay. I feel like you guys are severely overestimating your chances of winning this one. Good luck. Alrighty, here we go. I am genuinely surprised that the AI is willing to try this, but hey, you know, more power to them for actually attempting it. Here we go. First enemy army is deployed, and we are deployed directly behind them as we Vanguard deployed our flying units to hit the enemy's back line and destroy their artillery piece before it can do anything, with a little bit of help from that storm of Sri Lanka. I do like that classic reddish color scheme as well on the orcs there. That does look nice. It definitely pops. Though it's probably not going to help, and I'm not so sure about them going any faster. 26 movement speed when reduced by the poison, and bleeding as they attempt to march forward towards those skink skirmishers and chameleon skinks, but, well, that's probably not going to fly. Ooh, unit of river trolls try to rush forward, but rapidly lose a lot of their HP, and similarly have the blow darts obliterate them, as they're down to 10 to 15% of their HP, losing models rapidly, just like the orcs and gobos as well. And do summon a unit of Razordons in the way of the orc boar boy biggins, but it might actually be that this first army will be destroyed before the reinforcements arrive. Alright, a black orc's nearly destroyed, having taken many a fire leech bola. Blow darts still obliterating any enemy orc boys that do get close enough to the chameleon skinks and the skirmishers. And this is why I was somewhat surprised that the AI was willing to try this. There we go. Orc Biggins out, Black Orcs out, Cav out, still a Goblin Wolf Chariot and a single unit of Orc Biggins running around, but yeah, still 15 seconds on the enemy's reinforcement arrival as well. I also believe the enemy Lord is dead, as we did summon Nakai on the field, and he killed off the enemy Lord. Once again, it is the weaker base version of Nakai, but certainly strong enough to kill off a Savage Orc Shaman, as we have seen from the very sort of first episode of this campaign. Alright, the last of the Orc boys that are still in the fight get rolled over as the Razordons charge forward a little bit. I like that little animation, even though it does put them into danger, especially as the Razordons are quite fragile. But okay, more enemies with bleed on them. Anyway, the reinforcements are here, but frankly, most of the enemy army was in the first stack, not the reinforcing stack, and we'll hit those reinforcements with another Storm of Sri Lanka, which will probably delete that unit of artillery. And by the looks of it, the enemies have arrived on the battlefield, seen what was left of the first enemy army, and decided that they want no part of this and will in fact shatter before doing anything. Beautiful. Alright, there we go. The only real damage to one unit of Blessed Skink Skirmishers due to the enemy lords seeing them in the like half second that it takes for their stalk to activate at the start of the battle. because these guys don't naturally have stock. It's the blessing of Huan Chi that gives it to them, and it's an augment, meaning they start the battle for half a second without stock, and in that time that guy threw out a spell that killed 49 of them, and due to its massive range, I guess that worked out. Anyway, we'll just heal them up to full, no big deal. Alright, enemy killed in battle, another Plaque of Dominion, which gives us a little bit of extra research rate, and another glittering scales. Nice. Confederation between the Ironclaw Orcs and Ironclaw Mutinous Boys. Ancient Steg for Leteche, who is where, and who, and why. Which one are you? Are you the flyer? Oh, okay, yeah, you're the flyer. Okay, get off that Ancient Steg, go back on the Pterodon. Alright. And Kadekaton is an engine of the gods, and you are who? You are the skink priest of this particular army. Well, that's a question. Do we keep the engine of the gods, or do we use the Pterodon? It has been quite nice for this particular army. I'm gonna say the Pterodon for now. We will use we do use engines of the gods in other places. Ready for duty, Ura is back. Technology researched. More speed for Nakai and stock as well. And there we go. We got enough kills to get the Prophet up and running. Lovely. Lots of extra XP for Lords, which is gonna come in handy since we got all these new armies on field. Razor Sack Fort Red Cloud. We'll get to it. For now, you, Nakai's Wanderer, go out here and steal tech. Let's start with the tech thievery, and then we'll move on afterwards. Alrighty, and I wonder if that was the full strength of Malice's faction. What is this? Oh wow, the Skaven and Bogler country have survived. Not only survived, but thrived by the looks of it, since they have at least that one full province. You guys are still gonna follow. Star Guardian is, of course, going to have to go into this army, but for now, Nakai, you are going to move towards the Trail of Fangs. And it looks like there is no army there, meaning, okay, wait, Skaven revealed, you, if you can march stance, oh, you can regular stance, apparently. At least leech some of this XP. These guys didn't sally up, that's hardly surprising. I could potentially wait and think about it. Auto resolve, no significant damage, and we'll give this, I don't know, Eitzel. Wand of Jet, another cupped hands of the old ones. Not for you, though, not for Slan. I've been giving these to Oracles, generally speaking, because they want to keep spamming Overcast, well, lots of things, but mainly Overcast Earthblood. Nakai the Wanderer, you can, I guess, continue moving. Well, not much. I think you'll be able to reach Mount Squighorn anyway. Oh, I see ooh, hello, we got armies nearby. Alright, Nakai, move this way. I guess you can sit back for another turn or so. Really would love to find Trutch Craventail. Get that extra speed on Nakai. He's at 85, pretty good, but we could get more. Alrighty, in the meantime, we should also, let's see, what were we gonna pick up? We could go sequence to the military just to try to move closer to... Oh, this also gives us that diplomatic relations. Maybe this is the way to... Frenzy for Nakai, armor for Nakai, all of this is great. It's just that Nakai really doesn't need it. You know what? I forgot about this. Let's go... Well, you know, let's start with sequence of the military for the Diplo, and then we'll go through this line, because it buffs pretty much all of our units. Military buff that we've been kind of neglecting. Alrighty, anyway, Setacrom, you were going to go here, but now these guys are pretty much destroyed. And are they still in range of the, I think they're not. Alright, go into regular stance. Can you wipe this army out without taking too much damage? Probably still a fair bit of damage, isn't it? Yep, Auto Resolve doesn't like this army, but it is what it is. I think this is the right skink chief. I always forget. Alrighty, you're gonna have to heal up, even if it's barely anything. Alright, now you won't be able to do that then, so you can just encamp, sit here for a turn. I wonder if you'd heal more by going into... you can't. I was gonna say going to our other territory. That's alright. Enemy killed in battle. There's a Trickster Shard. Cytochrome. Go here towards Toran Rock then. You can still potentially fight it as a defensive garrison, or there is a defensive garrison there, while Shulamar sits around. Alright. And heals. Tyrannicon. Back to you. Tidal Flats. Could be auto-resolvable. Ooh, damage to the Basties. Okay, well, fair enough. And let's go for Sri Lanka this time. What are we at? 53, 52, 51. Spotter, and you can go into encamp and heal a little bit more. actually heal nearly to full, and then on the way to Ruined Landing. I love the healing of the Lizardmen, it's so great. Pyroxy. Now the question... Oh, you can't reach it anyway, alright, fine. I guess in camp? And go near it and in camp, there should be another... We also will have to move back up there, won't we? I mean, this guy's on the way, but I was gonna send him all the way over there. Alright, fine. Go as far as you can travel, so go right here. I guess we'll pick up the Valley of Locust first, and then move on to Guardian of Tarn. We don't want these guys to have territory around, but yeah, it looks like they have a ton of territory. Just gotta figure out where their actual stacks are. Cricket. Now, you could move up here, or we could land here. And then not move, because we could... Okay, for channel for a turn. And then rather than moving up here where we might suffer attrition, we could use underway stance up there. So just stay here. For the turn, we'll underway stance up there and enter the realm of Nurgle. Alright, Chameleon. Still a fair bit away from Luther Harkin and our campaign objective, or one of them. Still keep traveling. On to Kant. I was really hoping we... Pyrrhic Victory. Build a few more of these. Give it a few turns. I'm just wondering whether another army would be able to come by and actually attack us, because I would prefer that, and I don't mind waiting for a little bit, especially because we're trying to move forward and have some of our other new armies fight as well. Tech Thieves, and then end the turn. Alright, Tech Thief, go down here. Tech Thief. Steal. Success, and I believe there should be another one getting ready to cross the river to Valley of the Locust, and is that the last one? Alright, Scout, you're still looking for a Shiotla, so keep going that way, it's gonna take you a while. Makagor, I don't remember who you are. Oh, Primal Vigor Skink Chief, yes, you're supposed to join Carapas's army. Can't quite reach it, but just gotta try to remember. Now we have like a bunch of heroes following this one guy around, and I believe that's it. So we can skip, keep racking up a little bit of extra money, because we'll need it for recruitment for the 2 new armies that are coming up shortly. Alright, Pestilence Scheme from Clan Rictus. Ready for duty, somebody. Cold one for Zyri. Who is Zyri and why is Zyri? Oh, yes, you are supposed to have a cold one. Good for you. And you are... What? Why? God, you can barely travel. Huh. Really not far. What the heck? In March stance, you can travel a little bit further, but then what if you get attacked by these guys? Because if they have like a bunch of armies, they're probably not worth the risk. Alright, especially since this army took so long to get there. Anyway, Nakai, go to Mount Squighorn. I think, yeah, these guys ran away rather than fight Nakai, which, you know, fair enough, but still a little annoying. Alrighty, and oh, what they might be doing is trying to claim this. Maybe I should have done a sent Nakai over the mountains. Fair enough as well. Alright, you go here. Maybe this is a good time to have Nakai recruit. And, oh. You could intercept them if you're not too busy. You know what? Auto-resolve this. You're a little bit damaged. Hey, another Banner of Swiftness. That's perfect. You can give this to Quetzal. And then you can encamp. And heal up to full, but get ready to intercept, Get ready to intercept Rickrick's Slice Blade. As long as it's not, go here. They'll most likely be able to take Warpstone Meteorites, we'll immediately take it back, but yeah, just gotta find Trutch. You, Nakai, will go after this place. Our resolve looks okay. And go for Ritzel. I think Shalanka's next. Quan Chi's Blessed Totem. Maybe, but maybe not on you, I don't know. Zote Servant, Nakai's Wanderer. Okay, no. Gotta put that on an actual lord because it's great. Nakai's Wanderer, you also definitely don't need a mount. Just keep wondering. And Tech Thief. Oh, are all the Tech Thieves all leveling up at the same time? Burning Blade of Chotech. Steel Tech while we're here. But anyway, we only have time for one more fight. This place is too poorly defended to bother with most likely. Also gotta remember to Steel Tech before we get there. Like so. Now. Where, oh where could the fight be? Now, Cytochrome, you could hit Toran Rock, which is defended, it would be sort of the debut of your new army. but it is also not that much in the way of what's there. Nakai's done his thing. Tyrannicon, you would probably just auto-resolve Ruined Landing, so you're fine. Shulamar, you're fine as you are. Pyroxy. Cricket, maybe? Oh, no. Cricket is probably a couple of turns away, at least. Go into... Oh, huh. Well, we could go up here, but then we'll suffer attrition immediately. But I guess we could heal up next turn, just to not waste the extra time. Yeah, fine, go. I feel like Lord Croak should make the entire army immune to chaos attrition. And oh, wow, there's a little territory. We're not able to immediately reach. Oh, we are able to immediately reach it. Lovely. Wormid reaches. Ooh, we've got defenders there as well, and I presume... Well, no, it's got the demonic gathering. Darn. Meaning we wouldn't be able to make it a cinematic. What we could do is try to besiege it and see if they're willing to fight us. Oh, wow, this guy's strength rank 6. That's great. The Slaneshi are bugged or something, and they got way more territories, or way more than they need, or way more armies than they need. Fair enough. Alright, you're going to besiege this. Not an immediate fight, but we'll certainly take it. And we'll see if they try to sally out. Like so. Pyrrhic victory. They very well might. Huh. I wonder if they can steal our units or no. I guess we'll find out about that as well. One of you will probably need the war banner. Either the Skink Priest or the Skink Chief, I'm not entirely sure yet. Just sit there. Out of curiosity, do we have an ancillary that reduces steelies? This is all just totems, huh? Man, lizards have like no ancillaries, do they? We're turn 100 and whatever. 1, 2, 3, we have 6. Throughout the entire campaign, whereas other factions have like, I don't know, like 100. It's crazy. Absolutely massive difference. Kind of interesting though. Anyway. Yeah, alright, I guess the only real option is to have this guy fight. It's just because I want to get the debut battle for this one up and running now. I guess we're going to put the Skink Priest in the middle of this army to carry the Banner of Eternal Flame, because we want to give the magical damage to you, Cytochrome. We have a Standard of Discipline, and what is this? Oh, Recovery. Wait. You have no Skink Chief, so you actually have to have the Recovery thing. What the hell do we put the Banner of Eternal Fire, the Lichbone Pennant on? You're carrying the Sun Standard of Chotech, so we could give it to one of these guys. Frankly, it might be better to give him to another army, but put him in this army for now, and then we'll see later. And I guess this is on you. Oh, actually, this would be better on you because you're going to be in the center. Maybe this is on you. Anything else? Yeah, you're definitely fine with the recovery. You can... Yeah, okay, let's do this. Just a small fight, but, you know, debut the army. Who knows how long it takes to get a proper fight for them. Alrighty, here we go. Chotech army is ready at last. Well, minus the fact that we still want a few more Blessed Saurus of Chotech specifically, but we'll get there. Nice to see the Saurus on field, however, and led by the Kroxigor Ancient as well, Cytochrome, as well as a couple of Saurus Scarvets. Alright, and we're going to send the... Oh, I like the fact that they have red shields, the Blessed ones. Feels more in line with the whole Chotech thing and really works nicely with the whole color scheme. But anyway, rather than obliterate the enemy with the Kroxigors that we do have in this army, we're going to use the... Hey, did you just fire at Cytochrome? We're going to use the Saurus, by and large, to win this battle. Huh. It's a little plaque. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, the only thing we're going to do other than use the Saurus on the enemy melee is to kill off some of the enemy range, the Orc Error Boys, a little bit of spell work, and maybe a few hits from our solar engines. Otherwise, we're going to take a few arrows, but we will wait while the rest of our army sort of repositions itself. And hey, why not gun down a few of the boar boys and with those solar engines? Anyway, here come the boar boys. It's red on red, as the color schemes are a little bit similar here, but that's all right. I don't think anybody's confusing greenskins with SAURUS. And there we go, first unit. We'll see how well you can hold the line, and as needed we can reinforce with the rest. And another spin to win from Cytochrome. We'll see the first of the enemy units, the Boar Boys and the Orc Boys, rout out of there. And I guess we'll just have to wait for a few more while we send a few more solar beams their way. Speed it up a little bit, and hey, we got more Orc Biggins this time on the way. And the Scarvets will lead, together with the spin to winning Cytochrome, and the SAURUS have arrived to hold the enemy back if they decide to actually move through. Is that light I assume that light was the activation of the Reviv crystal. And I'm sure it'll keep these guys in good shape. Nice hit from Cytochrome. I keep wanting to say Nakai. Ah, you gotta love the Kroxigor Lords. They are so bloody effective. Alrighty, and SAURUS, Blessed SAURUS versus Biggins. How are you doing here? 8267 on their melee attack and defense due to the various buffs that they have around. Pretty darn solid. Now, the 40 armor is quite but that's alright. Not too bad. We could obviously put a Cathian drum in here for another 25 armor if we wanted to, but the Reviv Crystal should be doing nice work. Anyway, similar to what's going on the right flank, we've got the SAURUS defending on the left flank as well, of course, with the support of these solar engines, applying burnt and blinded to the enemy. And it's a pretty solid combination as well. And though technically the enemy's on the defense here, we're doing fairly well. I think I just saw Solar Beam kill one of our SAURUS, but hopefully the Reviv Crystal brings it back. Otherwise, the bounce power has already shifted to about 80, maybe 85% in our favor. We have knocked out most of the enemy range units with our Summon and our Skink Priest, just so that they don't fire upon us, as we were trying to go for a nice brawl with the Orcs here. That's the type of thing they should be enjoying, right? Ooh, Storm Shalanka does clip our own units as it bounces sort of through the pathing and goes back our way. But that's alright. Alright, how we doing up here? Looks like a few Arrow Boys are still around. We're going to charge forward with Cytochrome, who's going to be much faster than the SAURUS are. Got so used to the Skinks, gotta now get used to the SAURUS's relatively slow speed. Are they standard infantry speeds? What do we got here? A little bit faster, maybe? 35? Oh, actually, no. 24. Oh, that's the trap slowing them down. Okay, I got a little bit concerned there. Yeah, 34. Oh, 34 is the Kroxigors. Yeah, 32. Standard infantry speed, 28 to 32. Alrighty, and they're back heading towards some more Biggins and blobbing up around them. And hopefully they actually start attacking them. They might be trying to attack a unit that's in the midst of the fight here. We'll give them a sec while the enemy continues attempting to go through our left flank, though by the looks of it, without as much effectiveness. It definitely does feel different to be using these SAURUS, because they're more of an anvil than the Skinks are. We've been using the red-crested Skinks as a blitz army, a fast-moving hammer. And these guys may be slow, but damn can they hold the line. An 81 weapon strength on them. That's pretty crazy. Wait, just out of curiosity, what was the weapon strength on the Blessed units? 72? Okay, so it's about the same. The 81 was a slight buff that those guys had there for a second. Yeah, but otherwise these stats are still pretty insane for a quote-unquote low-tier unit. Alright, well, still a fair few orcs to cut our way through. That hasn't changed. But I don't believe there's been too much in the way of losses, and those that are there, we have the Reviv crystals backing us up for. And of course we could drop more spells on the enemies, but there's no need. We took care of the enemy range, and we're going to allow the SAURUS and such win in the brawl. And of course, Cytochrome, who's right in the middle of the enemy formation, just having a pretty grand time. He's got 133 kills on him. There, oh my lord. Wow, that frickin' hit. That poor orc just exploded into bits. And I feel like Cytochrome just telegraphed that particular hit. He took a big wind-up. It's like a golf swing or something. But anyway, looks like these orc biggins have failed to breach the line of SAURUS, and by the looks of it, as soon as these guys are out, the battle will be ours. Our blessed SAURUS of Chotech continue advancing. I'm just going to remember to get a few more summoned on field as soon as we have enough favor of the old ones. Although, funnily enough, there isn't a lot of units in this army that actually do fire damage all that much. So while the blessed spawnings of Chotech will be applying that additional fire damage to these guys, they will not perhaps be doing too buffing up any other units other than the Basties. But the Basties, or at least the blessed Basties, already apply the same debuff. Alrighty, anyway. Our Kroxigors have been patiently waiting for this entire battle, and since it is the tail end of this particular battle, we're just going to send them into the fight as well, just to bonk at least a few of the enemies apart. And we could maybe explain it as the, without their skink handlers, the Kroxigors are a little bit slow. Except, of course, the ancient Kroxigors. There you go. And oh, was that a laughter? Certainly looked amused, and oh, the uppercut as well. Absolutely brutal. Alrighty, and it looks like the SAURUS has cleared the way through most of the enemy units. The bounce bars a sliver, about 90%, 95% in our favor. Frankly, I'm surprised that the enemy hasn't shattered yet, but now that the Kroxigors have arrived, they'll probably make sure that they do. In fact, I do believe this is the last of the enemy units routing and giving the battle to us, unless I'm mistaken. Oh, there's an enemy lord running down, or running around. There we go. There's a Black Orc Big Boss who gets charged by Cytochrome and immediately loses a quarter of his HP, and then gets hit again and loses another third or so. I think he's dead. Yeah, I think one more hit would have killed him off if he wasn't even dead there. Ouch. Cytochrome may not quite hit as hard as Nakai, but still pretty darn brutal. A lovely debut for the SAURUS of Chotech. Alright, there we go. Nice little fight, no problem at all, as Cytochrome's SAURUS get their first bit of action. 20,000 damage on the SAURUS of Chotech. Lovely. We are going to give this to Sri Lanka, and cold one for Star Guardian Moff Cattell. That's you, right? And you both got cold ones. I think maybe we'll keep them both on foot. Like so, and just keep them commanding the SAURUS on foot. I feel like that makes more sense to me at this juncture. Also, this guy, well, you could just advance forward. I think this guy's gonna get away no matter what. Well, maybe give it a shot. Who knows, there could be another full stack nearby. I see Krusha Bootlika. I do wonder where... Oh, Teclis is just hanging around. I do wonder where Gorbat himself is, but considering he was fighting like 50 different factions, kind of makes sense that he's nowhere to be seen as yet. Anyway, folks, with that, we're out of time. Had some nice fights, and of course, some more nice fights to come. So stay tuned for more Nakai. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, as they will... Oh, we're not at war with... We're not at war with Manny. Oh, that explains why he doesn't have any units up here. Okay, Khemri, if we join your war against Manfred, -6, eh? Well, if we join your war against... I just want some allies. Game, please. Clan Phlegm and Spotted Skulls. All of them. How about all... how much money do you need for this? 2,000 gold? Fine. We'll join your war against everybody, but we finally want a defensive alliance, and ooh, hello, looks like these guys are trying to advance north. past the river. Interesting. Interesting indeed. You're gonna go here, either way. Alrighty, and will the game let us sort of resolve this? Looks like it. It'll actually do a little bit more severe damage than I would have liked, but whatever. Give this to Sri Lanka. Alrighty, and then you can encamp and then move onward to grab the Guardian of the Tarn before looping back around like this. And I am tempted to try to get you down here, but anyway. Anyway, for now, we'll have to figure that out as we go, and that'll be next time. So stay tuned. All glory to the algorithm, etc., etc., etc. And thanks for watching.